so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Well, President Trump has come in and basically said, well, if you're a man, you're a man, you're a woman, you're a woman. There is no in between. We only recognize the two. And all federal agencies and governments, and of course that means our military, is only going to recognize it as such. Therefore, all the people that are the DEI and the guys that think they're women and the women that think they're men coming into the military for their free surgery, fuera, you're out. And because of that, we have record high, almost not all time, but record high for the last, I think, 12 or 15 years of military recruitment. Guys are saying, okay, now that it's back to just men and women, I'm sure they'd prefer it just being men. They said, okay, I'm going to come back in again. Well, President's latest order gives a uniformed military 30 days to eliminate diversity efforts. And of course, we've got here, because of that, and Pete Hegseth, who actually was in the military member and is a very based conservative person, U.S. Army recruitment surges to 15-year high under Pete Hegseth. So we're going to cover both those stories. Before we jump into it, quick message from today's sponsor. Guys, today I have partnered with Black Forest Supplements to bring you their latest product. As you know, I've taken some of Black Forest's other supplements, and they're doing a great job for me. So I like the company. They've got a good product. Well, as I've played in previous clips on this show, Joe Rogan and Andrew Huberman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, who's a neuroscientist and tenured professor in the Department of Neurobiology, they were on a podcast talking about this product. I'll let him explain it, and then I'll clarify the rest of it.
Okay, so this is a GLP-1 glucagon-like peptide. A guy down in South America was looking at Gila monsters, and he realized they don't have to eat very often. I wonder if they're hungry all the time or not. Turns out it takes their blood, isolates a peptide, which turns out to be GLP-1, puts it into other animals, and realizes it suppresses appetite. Turns out humans make GLP-1. GLP-1 is stimulated by certain other compounds, plant compounds, stimulate its release. But what does it do in the hypothalamus? It suppresses hunger by way of, there's a particular brain arcuate pathway, but it also affects the mechanosensors of the gut so that you feel like your gut's full.
So basically, this is what Ozempic does. Ozempic, obviously they give it to you. You end up looking like a skeleton because it's poison. It does have the GLP-1 in it, but the problem is it's a synthetic form of it. And so it makes you lose bone mass and muscle mass. And that's why all these Hollywood actresses look like skeletons. But given in a supplement, you don't have any of the nasty side effects because all it does is it boosts your own body or your body's own ability to make GLP-1, which it does automatically. This just increases it. So you're not as hungry as often. Well, now they've come out and they've got a promo going on right now where you can buy 2 bottles and you get 2 free for the next 48 hours. It's a brand new product. They want to get it out to everybody as soon as possible. So you can scan this QR code or, of course, go to the links down below as always. Go check them out. They've got this sale going on for the next 48 hours. It's the Ozempic killer. It gives you all the great benefits, but without all the side effects. You'll lose weight, you'll be less hungry, and you'll feel great. So go check them out today. Okay, so President says he's going to eliminate the DEI. This is from military.com. President Donald Trump foot-stomped his agenda to remove all diversity efforts within the ranks on Monday evening by issuing an executive order directly related to the military, a move that comes as the services are working to comply with similar actions issued on his first day in office. The executive order, titled Restoring America's Fighting Force, aims to abolish every diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, office within the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security, meaning it would apply to all uniformed services, including the Coast Guard. Trump's order comes on the heels of his first executive order signed last week, which already sent the military services scrambling to remove anything they deemed would be related to diversity efforts. Initial actions included removing Air Force groups that advocated for better quality of life changes. That's one of those things that's like, this is the bill to save puppies. You want to save puppies, right? And then 15 layers deep, you find out it's providing nukes to like Iran. So they always have these good buzzwords. But they don't go into depth in these stories because, I don't know, maybe this person's political. Groups that advocated for better quality of life changes. And actually, let me just say this too. You don't need quality of life changes in the military. You're in the military. Tough it out. Be a tough guy. Rough it. I did it. I lived in a trench for 6 weeks when we were doing air-based ground defense. Like, the soft, we need quality of life. Now, that's what happens when you let women in the military. Afuera, get out. Canceling a wide range of seemingly unrelated Navy policies and stopping all outward-facing media related to diversity in the Army. The EO executive order and DEI efforts signed last week extended the original EO forms, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, what's this mean? You know, I've done videos where they've lowered the recruiting standard for military members. First, it's we got to let women in, and then they didn't have enough people. Well, we'll let all the gays and the T's from the LGHD TV, we'll let them in, and then we'll offer to pay for their services. And then we'll run ads where it's, I'm a young daughter with two brave moms, and diversity is our strength in the military. And because the recruitment kept dropping off, they dropped mental standards, meaning you didn't have to graduate high school anymore. Then it was you didn't have to be able to read and write for some areas of the military, and you could be overweight, and you didn't have to pass these tests. Well, that's apparently over with. So Pete Hegseth, who is our new, who is the new defense secretary, he got confirmed just a couple days ago. But since President Trump won the presidency, recruitment started surging back in December. So they say it's at a 15-year high and historic moment for the U.S. Army. Recruitment has surged to a level not seen or reported in the past 15 years, setting a new milestone for the organization. Now, what happened in 2009? Well, let's see. 10 years would be what, 2010? Who was president? Obama. And what was he doing? Bringing all these issues with pitting men against men because of their race and their skin color. And he was the first one to bring in the diversity stuff. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth took to social media to announce that the service achieved its best recruiting numbers last month, its highest since 2010. The numbers surpassed a 12-year record set in December of 2024, when the service said it enlisted nearly 350 soldiers a day. So just last month and a couple weeks ago, back here in December, it surged to an all-time or a 12-year record, and now it's at a 15-year record because Trump got in office. And he said, I'm going to get rid of this stuff if this is the way we're going to go. And young guys from around the country said, okay, so we're actually going to have real people in the military, not these fruitcakes dancing around and prancing around and putting on these drag shows in the military. You mean we're going to get back to being military? Okay, I have an interest in serving in my country because, you know, like when I was in, the GI Bill helped pay for college, even though I didn't really go. And it gave me a career path and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So signing up for the military is at least to get you some structure and some things in your life. And normally I'm a big person of don't join the military. I'm still of that mind personally. If you're a free-minded, free-thinking, critically thinking, I don't want to just dig a hole to fill it and then dig a hole to fill it again. If you're not fine with that, then don't join the military. Hegseth credited the surge to President Donald Trump, asserting the America's youth are now eager to serve under a bold and strong America First leadership. The recruitment surge follows 2 consecutive years of missing recruitment targets, making a significant turnaround for the U.S. Army. In 2022, the service was 15,000 soldiers short of target, recruiting on only 45,000 new soldiers instead of the intended 60,000. The Army has also established a dedicated recruitment workforce to streamline the process and improve efficiency. Under President Trump's administration, the Army and other branches plan to reinstate service members discharged for being released because of the bug. So here's the thing I think that is so key about this, and I got a couple more things I'm going to talk about after this, is that myself, I'm one of these people that I did join the military. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life after graduating high school. I did a couple of semesters of college. I didn't feel that it was right for me. I felt I was spinning my wheels and I was just paying a lot of money to hear things that didn't really interest me very much. So I didn't, and I always thought I'd go back to college, but I was able to work my way up in most organizations and most things I did to the point where I just never went back to college, and I ended up turning out halfway decent, at least according to my parents. So I think this is an indicator that the men that want to serve with men and women, I'm not necessarily saying that you shouldn't serve with women, although I still think our front lines and our men should be our fighting force, and women, if they want to be support or something like that, I think that's fine. And part of it is I know women are not as good on the battlefield. They're not as fast. They're not as strong. They don't have testosterone. They don't have the adrenaline. They don't have the fight or flight that men do. Women just usually flight. That's what they have. They don't have the fight or flight. I think you need the roughnecks out on the battlefield, and women should be in support. But at least this way, you know that the guy that's next to you is not just, he's going to watch your back and probably protect it, other than just watching it to maybe get a piece of tail from you or something like that because he thinks you're attractive. So I think this will bring more men back into the military, the guys that actually want to fight, the guys that want to get away from the drama and the LGHD TV stuff, and the guys that just say, you know what, I want to serve. I want to be a part of this military. I'm proud of my country. I think that's coming back again, and no one can complain about that stuff. On a related topic, somewhat related topic, it's politics, of course, because everything's politics now. But this is a video that was posted by Kevin Dalton, and this is making its rounds on the internet today. And I wanted to talk about this, not because of the politics portion of it, because I want to show you what a stoic man looks like. This is a security guard or a member of the federal government that works for the Department of Education, not this Asian guy on the screen here. This guy here with a flowery Band-Aid on his neck that his little girl put on his neck, I think, before he went off to work. And he is guarding the Department of Education from all the Congress and senators that want to go in there and sniff around, because Trump is looking to overhaul the Department of Education to get the woke out of it and the DEI out of it as well. And you've got all these Democrat senators and congressmen, and most of them cackling chicken women, a few weak-minded men that are out there. And I want you to watch this guy's just, they're yelling at him, they're accusing him of things, and he just very calmly and very stoically says, I'm just guarding, move about your day. This is stoicism. This is the heart of stoicism. We have people screaming and yelling at you, and you're just chill about it.
Are you prepared to stand here all night if we decide to stay?
I guess, yeah.
All right, well, you just stay right there then. And you just stay and stand.
Why are you letting us go to that desk like we were able to do last year?
No, he's not. He's not a U.S. employee.
This is a public institution. Did Elon Musk hire you? Who do you work for? Who do you work for? Are you not aware of? Are you even who do you work for?
I'm a federal employee working for the education.
Members of Congress, come in.
They're blocking
us. I want you
us.
to see this man here, who is a federal employee. He told us.
He's not.
Are you a federal employee? Huh?
Yes.
No, he said he's a federal employee. We pay him. We raise money to make sure.
Just the demeanor of this guy was arms crossed. Everybody's yelling at him. He's as chill as ice in an ice water bath up in, I don't know, Minot, North Dakota, or the North Pole. He's just so chill. I love seeing this response, and this is why he's going so viral today, because people are like, I need to buy this guy a beer. He's putting up with all this stuff, and he's just so chill about it. I'm telling you, there's something as a man, being a man, that when you are stoic and strong, and you not only earn the respect of other men, but you earn the attention of women. I still firmly believe that.
Look them in the eye. Come on, hold your face up. Look at him. Let them see you. This is him. Look at it. What's your name? Tell us your name. Give me that ID again.
Giving you the ID, I showed it to you.
So what?
I showed you the ID.
You do what?
I showed you the ID.
Could you let me see the ID again? Huh?
No.
No? Will someone else ask him for the ID? Will you ask him for it? He won't let me see it again. You didn't see it. You didn't see it. They didn't see it.
He's just so chill, and I love to see this. He's just like, whatever, you cackling hen, shut up. And lastly, I'll share this with you guys. I'll put this full screen because you guys are men, and I know how you are. You appreciate seeing a good-looking gal there. Let me move myself out of the way here. Now, granted, we haven't carved back all of our territory as men yet. We're still seen as foppish idiots and lazy, apparently. But one battle at a time. We will hopefully fix that next. But one thing that is big is Carl's Jr. is coming out, and this is their Super Bowl ad. This is where we're going. We're going back to tradition. No more DEI, no more of the craziness. And Carl's Jr. is coming back out with their bikini ad sale for the day after the Super Bowl. I'll just let it play for fun here.
Let's be real. Everyone's going to be a hot mess after the big game. Been there. Done that. And I've got just what you need to cure that post-party bug. The Carl's Jr. Hangover Burger. Egg, double bacon. Yeah, you need that double bacon. Charbroiled beef, hash browns, cheese.
All right, so first of all, you see here, number one, a woman in a very small bikini top. Now, it shows a woman passed out over here and women partiers and some guys over here cleaning a car. This guy, I don't know if he was playing his guitar, decided to take a nap. So it does show both men and women kind of laying about. But this is the part that kind of has gone viral today, is a woman in a almost nothing bikini. Right, as you can see here, almost nothing bikini. She's attractive, she's pretty, she's not fat, she's not overweight, she's not inclusive, she's not whatever. And Carl's Jr., I guess is the name of the ad. You can see here there. And he gets sprayed with a burger and he's like, oh. But they're coming back to normalcy. These are the commercials, the Bud Light commercials, the, beer commercials that showed people partying and having a good time and enjoying themselves. That's how commercials were back in the 90s and the 2000s, in the aughts. I remember those commercials very well. Most of you older guys do too, where they showed women that were pretty and thin and someone you'd like to go out on a date with and all that stuff. And they're bringing it, and they got muscle cars instead of electric cars, pickup trucks. And this is, I see this as a win. The culture has shifted. It wasn't necessarily Donald Trump that shifted the culture. It was the people that voted for him finally got a message out to the news agencies, government, everybody else. We're tired of the bullshit. We want things to go back to normal. We want things to be about pretty women and fast cars and good times and none of this picking everything apart and finding fault with everything. Let's just go back to having fun. Let's go back to having strong men, beautiful women, and a good country. I see this resurgence a lot in the last couple of weeks, way more than I ever thought I would have. I thought we were going to get a little bit more of the same old, maybe some things would get better. Whether you like Trump or not, Trump is coming in with a sledgehammer and he's turning it around and he's saying, you know what? We're going to be a God-fearing nation. We're going to be a Christian nation. We're going to be a nation that appreciates strong men and beautiful women and smart people, and we're getting rid of all the crazy. We're going to stop government waste. We're going to be fiducially strong. That's why when you say bad times create strong men, Trump's been around a long time, but I think the youngest in our generation today, the young men of our generation that grew up during all this crap, they've said enough. I want something that is going to represent me. Masculinity is good. Thin, attractive women are good. I'm tired of these overweight, blue-haired cows telling me what I should and shouldn't do. I never thought I'd say this. But this administration and Elon Musk and everybody else is going through our government and finding out that our own tax dollars through USAID and these other agencies are the ones funding the woke TV shows and the woke podcasts and the woke policies and probably woke Hollywood. And so now that they've struck at the heart of the beast, I think we're going to see some big things changing in the next 6 months or a year. I think Hollywood, once their latest batch of movies flop, I think because they're getting some of the money pulled away that was being spoon-fed them under the table by some of these government agencies, I think now that money's gone, I think our news agencies are going to have to change or they're done. Politico was getting side money. BBC was getting side money from our government. So I think with them taking this money out of it, I think woke shrivels on a vine and dies. It has nothing to feed off of anymore. Then if Hollywood really wants to make money, they're going to have to make movies people want to see. If they don't, no more freebies coming in. It's the end of them. I think we're in for a new era. Let me know what you guys think down below. Are you noticing any changes both in culture and in media and other things? Or do you think this is just a flash in the pan and we go back the way we were? Let me know what you think down below, and we'll see you in the next one.